First thing I debated, for this message, this video, do I sit down for it? Do I stand? But, issues with the camera. And, I don't know, maybe not a place to sit at. So where I feel comfortable doing this, so I'm going to stand. I don't know. For a guy that fights his nerves most of the time, for whatever my resources are to do that, I guess maybe this message is so important to me. I'm actually feeling kind of anxious and nervous right now, so forgive that. Maybe that's just a testament to how important this is to me, that I get this message to you guys. This is for Russell, this is for Scott, this is for Frank, this is for Danny. The day before Thanksgiving 2014, so many years traveled to get to this point. And you guys were my friends in childhood. And I suppose I didn't even know up until maybe a couple moments ago that I was even going to make this video. However, I was prompted by something recently, actually the last couple days, which is not really a new phenomenon, but I suppose it stirred up for me something that I felt before. So yes, what I'm about to tell you prompted, I guess, the inception of the idea that I would make this video for you guys. I went to Russell's page and on Facebook, and I saw a picture of the four of you at yet another reunion, wherever it was, and some comments on that picture, friends for 25 years, also, the old gang, the old crew, stuff like that, and was faced with the realization, once again, that I wasn't in that picture. Seems trivial, but actually it touched me, and it hit on some old wounds. The reality that I'm the guy that's no longer in that picture, metaphorically, figuratively, and literally in that picture, not in there. And, it began some thinking on my part about how, in a way, it does wound me, and I carry these wounds. I've experienced that from other times I've looked at these pictures, and I'm the only one not in there. And then once again this time, and how it makes me feel like in that reality, what is your world, y'all's friendship, like I don't exist, when in my heart I carry something different, like in the bigger picture of things, I feel like I'm one of you. But the new reality and layer of things is that I'm no longer one of you. You're the old gang, the four of you, but it's not five, it's no longer me. And this video is not to stir up anything negative or be confrontational, but, I want to give a synopsis of my side. Often the guy that's not there, and I'm the guy that's not there, never gets to tell his side of the story, and there is a story to be told. And I feel that for all my sickness and my pain and where my travels have led, that I do carry this type of pain, and not to take away from any pain you guys carry, that maybe I can find some peace. If not that I'm proposing y'all let me back in some group, or that there's conditions upon this message, and that I'm proposing a question like, let's be friends again. This is just me being vindicated and finding some peace, just that you get my side of the story. So this is an unconditional message with love, ideas, thoughts. This is not to stir up anything negative and make drama. I want to make that clear. I have nothing but love for you guys, despite the differences, conflicts, and pain that may have been over the years. I cherish you guys, and I treasure you guys. Are a treasure to have spent a childhood with you guys, are amazing memories, and there are so many layers to what you all represent for me. In fact, one of the things I'll get to is that I have evolved, and that if I was your friend today, you would probably be thankful for my friendship, because I'd be more like you than I've been in the last maybe 10 or 15 years. I could understand how we've become estranged, because I probably represent something different than your values. And the beauty of what you guys have done for me is you represent a blueprint of where, when I've been so lost in my life and so misguided in my travels, and finally I returned back to a better road with better values, is in a way I can correlate that to the blueprint you guys give me by just your existence and all the great things you guys stand for. And I want to share that with you too. But so this picture, you know, I wasn't in this picture, and I've revisited. It was like revisiting a wounds or salt in a wound of the same thing I've experienced the last 10 or so years. Anytime you guys have a reunion and there's pictures of y'all at each other's weddings, whether it's in New York or Florida, and I'm the only one not there, and not to put anyone in the hot seat, the only one that really makes me feel like I still exist is Russell. You know, I'm on his Facebook page. He'll talk to me. In fact, just last night we were texting on Facebook message. But, you know, with truth be said, you know, Danny, not only did you block me on Facebook, but you made it clear in your last emails to me that you really wanted nothing to do with me ever, for, you know, whatever your wounds were in correlation to me. Frank, you've always been a great friend, but I probably in reality was never as close to you as I was with Russell, Scott, and Danny, but I still cherish you, buddy. But, you know, again, I don't have much to do with you either. Scott, you know, I don't know the situation. The other day I looked, you weren't on my Facebook. I can't even remember at this point if you were my friend on there at some point. Maybe you look at my life and you're so disgusted with what I represent that that maybe you might have even diminished me as even being worth being a Facebook friend, and you reached a point in your life where you didn't even require being my Facebook friend. I don't know. Maybe you never were even on this particular page. I could be mistaken. With that said, there's been so many roads traveled, and obviously we've all taken different paths, and sometimes in life you end up at the same point despite different paths, and sometimes you end up at a different point despite different paths. Now, I want to mention a couple of layers to the situation from my end that y'all might not be aware of, because we were friends as kids, and ideas and thoughts about life and what the significance of things, we maybe don't have that deepness as kids, so I could never have shared this with you until now. But I felt like as much as I fit in as part of that group when I was in that picture, you know, as a kid, I still carried with me a feeling like I didn't quite fit in or didn't measure up. And, you know, you guys are a very smart bunch of people. I mean, probably the most brilliant and elite of intelligence of people in society. I mean, you guys, it's amazing that we could all been part of one bunch. So much smartness, because you guys, I mean, I really cherish that about you, how smart you were. It's a funny thing, though, about kids. I didn't quite feel like I measured up to y'all's level of smartness. And so when I moved to Florida, you know, and not only did I feel estranged, like I had left my childhood friends and I literally didn't fit in here, I had no friends here, I also carried with me that memory that I didn't quite measure up to the type of personalities that you were, or the values of being a smart kid, you know, and they talk about, you know, kids being nerds. I just decided to view you guys as nerds, but really I was running away from the fact that I never measured up, or inside never felt like I measured up to what you guys represented. So I ran in another direction, so misguided, trying to find my own identity. Even though maybe if I didn't measure up, I was still closer to how y'all were. But since I didn't measure up, I took on different identities, and I smoked cigarettes, and I drank alcohol, and I did drugs, and I started valuing parties, which probably made me seem even more different than your value systems. And if you were already mad at me for maybe abandoning yall,